Hello, my name is Jeronimo Bernard-Salas, and I am a project manager at ACRI-ST. Unfortunately, I cannot be there with you, but I would like to thank the organizers for allowing me to submit this video, and also to Nigel Mason, which is the president of Europlanet, and Anita Heward, communication officer, because they will be taking your questions on my behalf. So let me jump to the talk. Let me first share the screen. I hope you can see my slides. So in these presentations, we will raise awareness of the European space policy and delineate the benefits of the industry research collaboration for society and economic growth. This is, of course, work I don't do it alone, but also together with Marcelo Tesengi from Blue Sky Space and Mariadina Lillis from EAS. So as part of the, well, the Europlanet, just to give a bit of context, Europlanet was funded successively by European Union to build this big research in the infrastructure, integrating planetary science all across the European research areas. The goal was to deliver science community pioneering and unique facilities in anything that is related to planetary science. It is the Europlanet Society is structured around 10 regional hubs. And what I want to highlight that is as part of the Europlanet, this Europlanet Research Infrastructure 2024, the industry and policy teams bring together policymakers, planetary researchers, and entrepreneurs to debate on the future of planetary and space research in Europe. That's the idea. We are interested in how Europe's planetary exploration program could drive innovation and competitiveness in European research, industry and SMEs, impact the society as well, and inspire, of course, the next generation of Europe's STEM workforce. Europlanet strongly encourages collaboration between the planetary science community and industrial partners across all across Europe. Especially, also I should mention, with SMEs and partners located in widening participation countries. Europlanet supports evidence-based policy, informing policymakers on the scientific, industrial, and socioeconomic impacts of planetary science at European and national levels. What we want is to raise awareness of the role of space as a strategic asset for Europe, and of course, focus on planetary research. So how do we do this? Well, since 2010, we've been engaging policymakers with cutting-edge science and technological challenge for planetary science and exploration. So, for instance, we do one-to-one briefings and dinner debates aimed at member of parliaments from European Commission officials, key industry and policy groups. Also, in the context of the Europlanet Science Congress, we also held the policy industry sessions every year featuring main speakers from Member of Parliament, European Commission officials, agency representatives, entrepreneurs, etc. And we also aim to have and facilitate exhibitions and presentations of European activities at these high-level events. So this is just a picture of such a dinner debate. So they are co-hosted basically by a member of parliament, and they have a focus, they have a theme, of course, related to planetary science, to Europe, how it impacts European leadership, innovation, and society. This is another example, for instance, of we held these high-level events featuring MEPs, CCs, etc. And this was actually a couple of years ago at the Europlanet Science Congress. And for instance, we have here the Vice President of European Parliament, Dimitris Papadimoulis, who talk about the budget. We also have Vilnisto, a Finnish Member of Parliament, who talk about sustainability. We had Niklas Ninas, a German MEP, who talk about science and education. And also Michael Pishovis of the Space Policy Department of the European Commission, DG DEFIS. So basically, we engage them and also learn from them, but also inform them on what we do and what we want. A key goal, I mentioned this a little bit before, but the key goal for us is to foster interactions between the planetary science community and industry. The reason why we want to do that is because this sort of interactions can lead to numerous opportunities and synergistic relationships. In fact, collaborations between industry and academia are becoming increasingly important to policymakers and grant-giving organizations. This is particularly evident, for instance, you might have seen by the European Commission's ambitious and demanding requirements for now demonstrated impact of the Horizon Europe projects on European science, the economy, and wider society. The expertise of planetary scientists, I should say, in a broad range of disciplines, from atmospheric research to machine learning, can help actually industry to explore new products, applications, and markets. While industry focus on maximizing commercial value from projects, can support academics in accelerating and extending the impact of their work. So there is a mutual benefit, basically. Also, industry and academic collaborations can open new doors for funding, broadening eligibility for grants and participation in programs, as well as funding or co-funding staff and PhD students. These partnerships can also facilitate pathways for academics that wish to transition to industry careers and provide opportunities for graduates and doctoral candidates to be involved in applied space research and innovation activities with an industry perspective. So how we do this? Well, we do this, as I mentioned a bit before, we have networking events and workshops organized in collaboration with the regional hubs, the annual Europlanet Science Congress, etc. These activities put emphasis on the involvement of underrepresented countries, linking them to leading European technological partners, and overall widening participation in European planetary research and innovation. We have put together an online industry database, which is the goal is what is designed to help planetary scientists find companies that could be relevant to their research areas. The idea is that users can filter a selection of companies, as sort of a snapshot of the table, but basically users can filter a selection of the companies across ESA's technology domains and per country, and has links to the website, and when possible, we provide contact. Now, it is, of course, for us just impossible to keep this up to date, but so our idea is to actually engage the community, is that so that we can make this database more complete and grow with input from the users. The database will also be of value to companies that are seeking visibility among the planetary science community of academics, either for specialized area of expertise, partnerships, consultancies, or for potential recruitment opportunities. A preliminary version will be rolled out to a group of beta testers, very soon, and the release of the full database to the whole Europlanet community is planned for the end of summer of this year. Also, from August to October 2021, we began a consultation a survey basically that aimed at capturing the perspective of the planetary science community on working with industry. This is so basically we sent a survey to the Europlanet mailing list, which has an audience of about 2,000, and we got approximately about 40 responses. Now, the low response rate in this first iteration of the survey is perhaps a result in itself. But on the other hand, if these are probably most people who maybe are interested, and if we can, facilitate them working with industry, that will be really a very big success. Now, I will just highlight just a few questions, but of course, just 2 or 3, but you can see a bit more in detail the results of this survey in the Europlanet magazine, where it was published. As I said, I'll just highlight a few questions, but for instance, you can see here the distribution of the career stage of the respondent indicate that clearly the interest in the survey increased with the academic career stage. This could be professors that want to now work with industry, or maybe postdocs, then indeed they're trying to see they see the benefit of working with industry, or that they want transition in their career. We also asked the participants to share what was positive or negative about their experience on working with industry, and what added value they thought industry-related activities could bring to their scientific objectives. Now, while they are all very equal, but while the highest response for positive experience and perceptions about collaborating with industry relate to maximizing research impact and career opportunities, which is very true. Other positives identified in the feedback relate to the way that industry works, included rigor in defining projects, quality standards and procedures, and precision in discussions and requests. Also, the flexibility of small to medium enterprises, so SMEs, and opportunities to commercialize technology that universities are not able to develop, finding new applications for research of potential sources of interesting scientific problems were also mentioned as positive. Now, further perceived benefits relate to professional development, such as finding alternatives to academic jobs, breaking down the misconception that one must stay permanently within either academia or industry, skill sharing, and identifying new sources of funding. We also asked the respondents of the reasons not to engage with industry, and the top of the list of the reasons actually for not doing this was that the occasion actually never come up. Then followed by a limited awareness of industry capabilities in research. This is perhaps the most valuable response from the survey, in that it shows where Europlanet and its network of industry and policy officers also can help raise awareness and foster opportunities for such collaborations to take place. Individual responses on negative perceptions highlighted difference in, for instance, in timescales and ways of working, issues with defining mutual benefits and differing standards and procedures. Patents and IPRs, for instance, was also mentioned as concerns, but at lower level. Now, as career opportunities have often been raised as a good reason to work with industry, we asked respondents about their perception of what fraction of researchers they think remain exclusively in academia through their career. Most respondents indicate that they think the majority of academics shift from research to the private sector at some point, a likely result of the lack of permanent opportunities in academia. Now, while I'm not showing it, we also asked respondents about their awareness of funding opportunities, for instance. Most respondents were familiar with, for instance, European opportunities, like through Horizon Europe, but there seems to be a generalized awareness that there might be increased opportunities when involving industrial partners. This lack of information could be hampering the start, actually, of academic industry collaboration, and is an area where we need to take action. Practical step would be to compile a list of funding opportunities and make it available to all of them. But anyway, just to say that in summary, most respondents acknowledged that industry academic collaboration results in an increase of impact in research and say that they were interested actually in hearing more about such possibilities. While some of the negative perceptions of working with industry are legitimate concern points, like IPRs or lack of familiarity, etc., these are things that can be easily overcome. Now, we look forward to continue this survey and gathering more knowledge about the community and its perception as we plan to launch this now every year. And I wanted to finish with success stories. So, for instance, this is the Explore project, which my colleague Nick Cox from McChrystie also is going to be presenting at the conference. Basically, this success of this project is one recent example of what is possible when industry, with its product-oriented vision, combines with academics' expertise in innovative, complex processes. Explore has received €2 million of funding from the European Commission to develop scientific data applications for lunar exploration and Gaia science, and use state-of-the-art AI and visual analytics to enhance science return and discovery from planetary and science-based data. The technical developments from the project will be adopted by the commercial partners product line and will potentially provide additional products and services for the industry. The Explore consumption has largely, actually, as you can see, includes SME, academic institutions, research, outreach centers, etc. But this came together, has largely come about through collaborations developed by the Europlanet 2024 Research Infrastructure Program, which has demonstrated how fostering industry and academic interactions is central to the work of Europlanet in supporting the community. And I will stop there. So now I will just wanted to thank you for your attention. And I'm gonna actually leave you with Nigel Mason and Anita Hayward, which will be answering your questions. Thank you very much.